third gen has been officially ended, with barely any of the third gen groups surviving their 7 year curse. And even those survivors had to give some sort of sacrifice along the way. Third gen by far has been the biggest and the most impactful generation of K pop. Second gen had its fair share of gems, but third gen was the time when K pop became a global phenomena. In these third gen groups, apart from BTS, pretty much everyone has had lost something. Even BTS is currently on hiatus until 2025, only relying on their solo stuff. So who knows what will happen after 2025? Maybe they come back stronger, but even for them, it would be difficult to surpass their peak. That was in 2020, especially after such a long break. They have recently renewed their contract and they plan to continue even after 2025. So I just have best wishes for them because I don't know how will K-pop look like in 2025 with new groups and new records being made every day. Blackpink has been the second most important third gen representative, and even they are finding it difficult to escape the curse that's been historically the fate of most girl groups. They have just ended their Born Big World Tour, which also marks the end of their 7 year contract. As per recent reports, three of the members have already left the company, and only Rosé has renewed her contract. And it makes sense. Rosé was the only one who was still interested in making music and K pop. The other three were more happy to be an influencer than musicians. He has carefully curated their image as style icons and global artists and not of an idol. So, of course, they are more interested in continuing that career. Lisa was reportedly offered 80 million to join a known Korean company. So, it makes sense if she wants to leave YG. YG was the best choice for Blackpink if they were only limited to Korea. But they've become so big that even YG is not enough for them. They need bigger companies and promotions comparable to Western artists. And it makes sense they've decided to leave YG's dungeon. It's still unclear if Blackpink will disband or not. All the members are trying their best to get a middle ground between Blackpink and their individual careers. But keeping in mind YG's behavior with to anyone after their disbandment, nobody should keep their hopes up. It's a shame they were just getting started and they hadn't reached their peak yet. Mamamoo also has unofficially disbanded. Even Solar is unsure of the group's future. RBW currently has only Solar and Moonbyul, and even they are not getting good promotions. So, of course, wheein and hwasa separated themselves from the company. Their situation hurts the most because they built that company from scratch and had a miraculous career, and they were most likely to make it big in the West. Their advocacy, styling, ages, singing abilities, they were the perfect group to market in the West. But a lot of terrible things happened, and a company like RBW ruined their chances of getting as big as their other rivals outside of their native country. gfriend disbanded, and with them we lost one of the most notable style in K-pop. Barely any group is doing their style now, and those who are doing it are neither good nor popular. EXO was at one time biggest rival of BTS. They were the biggest group at their peak. They were the first million sellers, hold the record for most music show wins for almost a decade, had dozens of records on them. But their popularity was short lived as compared to their other third gen groups. And their career has been pretty much unstable ever three of their Chinese members left. Even in 2023, three of the members wanted their contracts nulled, which was later reversed after discussion within the company. But they don't seem to be coming back as popular as they were in the past anytime soon. Red Velvet, the third gen female representative of SM, doesn't even have a different situation. Irene is strongly rumored to leave the group. As per now, it's still unclear if they are disbanding or not. They have announced their October comeback, but who knows? EXO had their scandal days before their comeback. Rovun from SM9 has left his group, which is actually sensible because acting had been his prime focus for a very long time. But he was the face of group and he will be missed by a lot of their fans. Twice has been the only ray of sunshine in this situation. All 9 of their members have renewed their contracts against the predictions. They get a comeback or two every year with good promotions, concerts, and a lot of individual activities for every member. 17 have also renewed their contracts, but they had a peak quite later as compared to the other third gen groups. NCT is also technically third gen, but a lot of their popularity arrived later in their career with early fourth gen groups. Pretty much every representative third gen group have either disbanded or lost some member or have gradually declined in their popularity. But it makes sense. K-pop is an ever-changing thing. The only thing that's constant in every generation of K-pop is that they are going out in a few years. So it's understandable that we had to let go dozens of third gen groups so that fourth and fifth gen group could rise from their ashes. But it's also a fact that it was one of the shortest generation and definitely the most memorable.